Hello guys, and today I'm going to talk about some proposed electric vehicle charging points that they intend to introduce into my local area, okay? Somebody asked for local news. Well, this is it. It's about 2 or 3 weeks old. This came through the door. To be honest, I don't own a vehicle, so I don't think it's really right that I should decide one way or another on this. But the local government council, that's the local government to many people, right, sent this leaflet through the door telling all the local residents about proposed local electric vehicle charging points they want to install. And they've asked the public what they think about it, whether they think it will be useful in their area, and if there's even any interest at this point. Now, a bit of background, okay? Over here, the government have said that they intend to stop the sale of vehicles which are petrol only or diesel only, and from 2030. And from 2035, they want to make all vehicles electric, brand new. All new vehicles electric only. So from 2030, hybrid vehicles can still be made, which will have both petrol and electric, both combined in the same vehicle. And from 2035, only electric vehicles will be allowed to be made. Okay? And the reason for this is because the British government want to save the planet, okay? And they think that if they scrap petrol, it will, as quickly as possible, then it will save the world, okay? Now, one of the problems that a lot of people have with it is that there aren't enough electric charging points in Britain. Many people feel that. They feel that in order for the take-up of electric vehicles to be much greater, there need to be more charging points. So the government has basically set aside a lot of money for this, so that charging points can be built and set up all over the country. And my local area is an area where the local government would like to install some. So we received a leaflet about this, okay? Now, they've shown some pictures of what existing ones look like, and they said that if they go ahead with it, then they will look exactly like these. So they said that they intended most of them will be powered by a local lamppost. So here, for example, I've shown one in the middle one. I've shown you where the charging point has been put directly onto the lamppost. Okay? And here is another one where they said it will be powered by the lamppost, by a local lamppost, but not actually be directly on the lamppost. And this one is going to be is where they're going to do faster charging points. These will charge the cars much faster, and it requires special, it to be specially installed. And here, you'll notice it's actually got a road marking, which says electric on it. And for this particular one, it means only electric vehicles would be allowed in that area to park there, to charge. And the other, they said that at the moment, although they intend to put charging points there, they don't initially intend to stop anybody from parking there. Initially. But they said when the take-up of electric vehicles becomes much greater, they may well do so. But in the meantime, they don't intend to. Okay? So there is the theoretical possibility that somebody might be parked out there that doesn't need it, stopping people who do need the charging. Now, is this a good idea or not? Well, I personally think that it's probably better for Britain if we do move to all electric cars eventually, because we have to import a lot of our fuel from elsewhere, and if we could generate it all somehow within Britain, it would save Britain money. I know that Britain is spending an absolute fortune on offshore wind, and that generates a lot of electricity, and that may be the future if we can somehow harness that and other renewable energy even better. Okay, as I said earlier, the government wants Boris Johnson said he wanted Britain to be the greenest country in the world. We're currently, I believe, the 5th greenest country in the world. And when you consider that the countries that are actually beaten us don't have anywhere near the number of people in the country that we have, that is quite a remarkable achievement if you agree with green technology. Okay? We also have more offshore wind turbines than anywhere else in the world. Okay? So, that's some pictures of it. Okay? Now, they basically, I'll read some of the blurb for you. Okay? This is for people who just want to hear me read. Okay? Right? So I'm going to read just I think mostly the first page of this, because I know this is going to send a lot of people asleep, but if you're trying to learn English it may be interesting. Okay? Right, this is what they say. We are keen to find out your views on plans to install on-street electric vehicle charging points in your area. We want to make it easier for local people to use electric vehicles as one of the ways of improving air quality within Coventry. But we know more charging points are needed. One of the main barriers to electric vehicle ownership is people not having a private driveway or garage in which to park and charge their vehicle. To address this barrier, we secured £1,038,362 grant funding from government. By the way, they used from government, okay? I think it should be from the government, but they said from government. Anyway, carry on. To install 292 charge points. We have installed 190 charge points on residential streets across the city, and 102 are due to be installed by end of March 2020. I also think it should be by the end of March 2020. But anyway, and the works are due to commence early November 2020. That's, by the way, now, right? So, now we have a chance to bid for some more funding, and we are keen to know if you support the idea of charging points being installed in your area. The map inside shows the extent of the area being considered. Okay. They also, I'm just going to show it for privacy reasons. I'm just going to show this very quickly for privacy reasons. Now they're giving you a map, and I've moved it very quickly for privacy reasons because I don't want everybody to know exactly where we live. Alright, so they've given some maps, okay, and they've given areas with like circles where they think, you know, like there, for example, of where they intend to install them. Okay. Carrying on, most of the charging points would take the form of a bollard, which will be powered by the existing lamppost. Will make no noise or vibration and will be kept updated for the next 8 years. Some charge points will be installed directly on the lamppost. The photos adjacent, which I showed you earlier by the way, show the type of charging points that have already been installed using the government grant, and those that would be installed in your area would be the same as these. Right, so I'll just turn to the next page. There will be no parking restrictions initially placed on the use of the parking spaces next to the charging points until the number of vehicles has increased. The sensors installed in each phase will mean we can monitor usage and identify when electric car ownership increases. There will be no bay markings or sensors installed where the charge points are directly installed on the lamppost. There would also be 2 fast charging points installed side by side with 2 parking bays in, and then they mention some zones. That will allow quicker top-up charges to be accessed by residents and their visitors. These points are powered directly by the electricity supply and will take less time to provide a full charge. The spaces will have a sensor in each bay and a restriction of maximum stay of 4 hours, with no return within 4 hours. All charging points will be for residents and their visitors only. Only residents of properties within the area will be allowed to register for the charging facility. If you're interested in finding out more about the benefits of switching to an electric vehicle, look at and they're given your website, where you'll find information that will help you decide whether an electric vehicle is for you. Then, basically, they've given you some details about other things. So there you go, guys. People want to know about some local news. I know it's about, I probably intended to do this video about 2 or 3 weeks, but just never quite got round to it. So there you go. That is some local news in our area, where they intend to install these electricity charging points for electric vehicles, okay? Because the aim is to try and get Britain to go all electric within the next 15 years. You know, well, at least brand new vehicles, and they'd like ideally people to give up petrol cars and move to electric, but it will probably take longer than that because there are so many petrol vehicles already on the road. And over here, petrol is the most popular form of fuel used to power cars. Okay, so there you go, guys. Should we have them? I don't know. I mean, some people might think that it might be a waste of money doing them now when they think they can do them later, maybe, and it might be cheaper. Some people think that if you have them now, it gives people an incentive to switch to an electric car. I think what's putting off a lot of people from doing so is the cost of the batteries, and also I think it costs about £10,000 every time someone wants to change the battery. I'm not joking, I'm serious. And the price of an electric car is more expensive because of the cost of the battery that goes into the car. But the view is that over time the battery prices will rocket down, and eventually everybody in Britain will probably be driving well, you know, everybody can drive will probably be driving an electric car, and people will probably wonder why anybody ever did otherwise. You know, it's like, for example, many trains are powered by electricity, okay, and have been powered by electricity for many years, okay, and people wonder why people ever use steam and, you know, burnt coal, you know, to power a train when they can get on a train which is powered entirely by electricity, you know. And so there you go, guys. Local news in my area. Thanks for watching. Bye.